Bam, we back. Young Zeke TV. We got that boy J Flow in the building. What it do, fam?
Going down with you.
Shoot. Another day, another dollar, huh?
Yes, sir.
Man, it's crazy out here. Nowadays, everything high. Gas high.
Everything going up.
Food high. Everybody broke. Don't want to spend no money, man. How's it looking on your end, J Flow?
Man, I'm over there from the north side. Should I move around? But you already know, times are getting hard, you know what I'm saying? We making less money, everything going up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why we got to grind a little harder, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Gotta grind a little harder. Introduce yourself to the people, fam.
Yo, what's going down? My name is J Flow Worldwide, straight from the underground. Here with my boy, man, just trying to let y'all know what's up.
For sure, for sure. So you was raised in the north?
Well, originally, I was born in Mexico, raised in Dallas. I was like 2 years old. I was raised in Oak Cliff, and then when I was a little young, we moved back to the north side. So that's why I've been raised ever since, you know.
So since a young child, you've been in Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay. No, Oak Cliff. You say you started.
In the Cliff side, and then we moved over here to North Dallas.
How old was you when you moved to the north?
Probably like I would say, probably like around 4 or 5.
So you've been in North Dallas basically all your adult life.
You
And
know, I went to school. You know, I remember going to school in Oak Cliff. You know, I remember them days when you'd be in lunchtime, and then the lady would come around with the candy. You know, and if you had money, you were able to buy yourself a snack.
yeah.
Coming from a humble family, we didn't have extra, so I would always see the kids, what I'm saying, the ones that they had money, and I would just be like, man, I wish one day, I can afford to at least give me a little sneaker bar, you know what I'm saying?
Already. That's what make you want to grind harder when you get a little older, when
sure.
you go through stuff like that.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. My family has always been on the grind since I was little. Like I said, my mom and my dad used to sell tacos out the apartment, and I remember they used to send me and my brother to go knock on people's apartment and knock on doors. And I was too young to really so I was kind of embarrassed, but it taught me how to value a dollar. You know what I'm saying? So now, like I said, I could sell ice to Eskimo.
Oh yeah, man, that's good. Your parents put that in you at a young age,
Sure.
Yeah, you probably ain't scared to approach nobody with a hustle.
Now, like I said, money comes to me. I'm money man.
For sure, for sure, for sure. You was raised with your mother and father?
Yeah, we were raised, like I said, and you know how when you raised with your family. So for a long time they were together. It seemed like a perfect family, but ain't no family perfect until we got older a little bit, like probably after 10, and then they kind of like started having issues, and then they separated. So that's when I started seeing things different.
Mm-hmm. So when they separated, you went with father or mother?
Well, I was always daddy's boy. So when my dad and my mom separated, I ended up staying with my dad, and my sister with my mom. So
it kind of broke the family.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why when I was young, I would always have issues with my mom, because after my dad got arrested and went back to prison, like I moved back with my mom, and she used to always kick me out the house, because, when you're young, you're just a little rebel, you want to be in the streets, you know, so like I said, from a young age, I was already out in the streets grinding, so I guess the streets never leave you, but you gotta leave the streets sooner.
You say she kicked you out.
Yeah, she always kicked me out.
Can you give me I don't know if you want to tell me. Like, what was the reason of her kicking you out? Can you give me the story? Like, what you did?
Yeah, most of the time, like I said, would be my mom would go to work or something, and like I remember when we were real young, my mom would go to work, and the lady upstairs used to take care of us. So as soon as she left to work, we would like literally hit the streets, go out and be, fucking around, doing whatever. So as I started getting older and I was in junior high, she used to kick us out because, like I said, she either catch me smoking or just, little shit like that.
Oh, you was doing a bunch of knucklehead shit. Yeah.
Just like, just being a little rebel.
Oh, okay. So basically, she kind of had it right here, right? Like you don't want to go to school and do right, then you gotta go. Huh?
And I've always had like a little grind here and there, but I used to work all the time. So I told her as soon as I turn 18, I'm leaving. I'm gonna get my own spot. I was thinking that was the answer. So what I'm saying, I kind of like.
How did that work out for you?
Like I said, it made me a man, because like you gotta learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Not everybody can be out there, in the streets, because the streets will. Swallow you and spit you out. So One thing about that, it did, help me get my mind together, it helped me get my paper right. And at the end of the day, I realized, if you fight with your family, you only fight against yourself. So
That's some real stuff right there. That's real. So when did the music come?
well, man, like I said, man, when I was young, I started as a DJ. When you're in school, you start breakdancing. So I started doing the breakdancing, and then next thing you know, like I would hear the DJs on the radio, and I would like imitate it. So I always told myself, you can do anything you want. So eventually, I got a little extra money from working, and I bought me a turntable set. They used to have these kits where it was a turntable kit. So I bought the turntable, and they gave me some records. And as soon as we got the set, we threw a party. We rented little spots, and we started throwing these parties. And started making a little money, so that's how I started making.
What was you throwing parties at?
Like like in like little rental office, like sometimes the apartments have little lobbies.
Oh yeah,
So we rent the lobbies, and then we'll make flyers and pass them around school. And it started getting
you used to get your hustle out.
So the name started it started like popping up, but at the same time, you still got a long way to go when you're starting to do something, especially with music.
Right. So. Have you ever worked with any major artists?
Yeah, like I said, I've had the opportunity just by being out on the grind. Like I said, nothing comes easy. So by me being out there with the right people, we managed to link up to do out of town shows. So I remember we got the opportunity to go out and open up a little Flip. You know what I'm saying? Paul Wall,
Flip.
Kiki. It is a beautiful thing when you're around people that are already successful, especially in Texas, because Texas is a big state that we don't get the recognition that we need. Coming from Texas, I represent Texas, and I represent Dallas too. So I look at Dallas like my home, and I look at Houston or Texas as my backyard. So we all family. I consider them cousin family. So it's a beautiful thing when you're out there. Like I said, I've had opportunities to do a lot of things for like opening up for OT Genesis. Man, like I said, the list goes on and on. Like I said, Project Pat, Juicy J. Just recently we've done work with Zero. So like I said, the list goes on and on. But like I said, I'm still trying to build my catalog as I'm going. So yeah, man, I'm grateful for that, for the opportunity that I presented.
Already, man. I mean, it's rough in this DFW music scene. I know, man. What you think? What you think holding you back from
Well, at the end of the day, like I said, people are waiting for that deal to fall on their lap. And I feel like, if you're really hungry, you got to go out there and meet the right people. It's all about networking. It's who you know, not what you know. And of course, it takes a little bread to get out there. And I tell people, you got to invest in yourself. You got to be your number one investor, because if you want people to invest, just like anybody, if you want a record label to come and invest in you, and you don't take a percentage of your money to invest in yourself, then how can you expect a record label to come and be like, look, here's a $10 million deal, here's $1 million deal here. So like I said, sometimes when people, they do get a deal, they look at the numbers, but they don't look at the contract, where like at the end of the day, someone that's a self-made man in the music industry, it goes a long way. It goes farther than a guy that has, all this music and doesn't own shit, So at the end of the day, I say you really got to come out here and be humble yourself, because I've been in places where, like I said, we all want to be superstars, but sometimes we get ahead of ourselves to the point that, we start acting like we're superstars before the time. So I feel like you gotta humble yourself, because like I started writing music recently, and I was like, I play with the law of attraction. So I started understanding how to do it, because just like Biggie and Tupac, they were really great artists, but they were attracting the wrong energy. So what you speak, you gotta be careful, because your tongue can bless you or it can curse you. So at the end of the day, like I said, humble yourself, because there's not a lot of humble artists out here.
That's real. That's in the scripture. It say that it ain't what goes in, is what comes out. What defiles the man,
Most definitely.
That's real. What's next, man?
Like I said, man, I appreciate the opportunity. I've been trying to get my mind right, trying to get my grind right. And for the last few years, man, I've been grinding, since Corona happened. Corona happened and it shook a lot of people. A lot of people, either fell off or came up. And I was blessed to, stay on the grind. So right now, like I said, I got a lot of music lined up. I got a lot of mixtapes that I've been dropping. I think in the last few, like I said, in the last...
You feel like you get the support from like your peers and the radio stations around Dallas? You feel like they show a lot of support to the local artists?
Well, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, like I said, you gotta you gotta humble yourself because it's all about relationships. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. You just can't go up to a radio station and be like, "Yo, play my music, play my music." You gotta build relationships to the point where, you know, you become one of the homies, and then little by little, then you figure out the transactions. How can I get my music to the radio? How can I get my song played at the club? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I've had the opportunity to get my music played out on the radio. I had opportunity to get my music played at the clubs. You know, so I'm getting to the point now where, you know, it's a strategy to everything. And if you follow the strategy, you'll be able to get your music out there. And like I said, you build relationships with the people at the radio station. Before you know it, you become one of the homies, you know, where you get that recognition. Because like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. And it ain't just because you're a dope boy or you're a dope ass artist that you, at the end of the day, a lot of people demand that. You know, like respect. A lot of people demand respect, but they don't give it. So it's a double-edged sword. It's not a one-way road. It's a two-way road. So you got to understand the techniques of how to do certain things to get where you got to be at.
That's real. Shit. There it is, man. That's your boy J Flow, man. Young Zeke TV, man.
Yes, sir.
That's how we doing it. We out.